Hi everyone, Wayne Wallace here with My Marketing Hotline. This is the Monday coaching call. It's 4:05. Got a little bit of a late start here, trying to get all this technology to work. I'm currently dialed into the free conference call line. If you'd like to dial into that number, the number is 605 562 0020. That's the dial-in number. I'll repeat it again. It's 605 562 0020. If you'd like to call in and ask questions. The meeting ID is 264 416 567. If you need that call-in information, you can go to mymarketinghotline.com. All the information's right there on the website. If you'd rather stay here on the Google Hangout, then you can do that as well. I'm also experimenting with Meerkat today. Meerkat has released the beta version for Android. So I've tried it a few times and it keeps on dropping my connection for some reason. Maybe I'm streaming too much stuff here. So I'm going to try it again and see if we can get some followers on the Meerkat. If you don't know what Meerkat is, it's a live streaming application. At first, it was only available for the iPhone, but now it's available for the Android. So it's in beta form now, so you can download that and take a look at it. And looks like someone's joined us on the call-in line. Hi, how you doing? Introduce yourself. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, great, thanks. Welcome to the call. Glad you found us, and I was just telling the world here that we're on Google Hangouts as well. It looks like you found the dial-in information to be the most relevant for you, but we are on Hangouts as well, and I'm also meerkatting. I'm trying out the new Meerkat application. If you haven't heard of it, it's a live streaming application. You can get it on your Android phone now. It's in beta, and it's a great way to broadcast some live video to whoever you want. Just go to your Google Play Store or your iPhone App Store and look for Meerkat. There's another one called Periscope that was put out by Twitter. Actually, they bought the company when they saw Meerkat gaining such success. You can get the Periscope app by Twitter, and that'll allow you to do the same thing, do live streaming and get a pretty large audience pretty much immediately. This weekend, I jumped on Meerkat and Periscope to see who was streaming the fight of the century here in Vegas, and there were several people. One of the live streams that I was on had, I think it was around 8,000, almost 9,000 people watching his stream. So you can get quite a few people following you very quickly. My Meerkat stream just ended for some reason. My bandwidth is pretty lousy here, so that's probably why. It could be just the beta app as well. So if there's any questions, feel free to unmute yourselves and ask me any questions that you have. And also looking online here in the chat room to see if we have anyone. So what I wanted to talk about today was websites and what you can do to get found on Google. Last week, if you were here, you may have heard me talking about Google is now dinging you or penalizing you if you do not have a mobile-friendly website. So you want to make sure that you have a mobile friendly website, or else you're not going to be found on a cell phone search. And that's pretty important if you want people to find you, because everybody's using their cell phone now. Everywhere you look, people have a phone or a watch now on their wrist, and they're getting their information from all kinds of sources: mobile devices, iPads, Android tablets, phones. Even my TV will search the internet for me based on a voice command. So you need to have your stuff mobile ready. In the application that one of the ways I like to develop apps, if I want to develop a website, if I want to develop a website on my computer and upload it to the web, then the days of hand coding websites are pretty much over. You don't need to do that. You don't need to know how to code. You can get some very simple applications to help you create a website. And the one I like to use, I'm on a Mac. And if you're on a Mac, then you can get this application. It's called Rapid Weaver, RAPID WEAVER, Rapid Weaver. And it's a very good app. They just put out the newest version 6, which I have downloaded onto one of my computers. And the computer I'm using right now, I do not have the latest version, but I'm going to go ahead and share the screen in my Google Hangout here. And this Google Hangout will be available later on the Google Plus page for my marketing hotline. So just jump up there and watch this later on if you care to. So first of all, I want to show you, let me reshare. I'm going to share a different screen with you. I'm going to share my web browser screen here. If I can find it, let's just go entire screen. Okay, let's go ahead and share that. And then I'm going to bring up an incognito window. And if you don't know what that is, if you go to the File menu of your Chrome browser or pretty much any other browser, you can create an incognito window. And when you do that, what's going to happen is you're not going to be logged into your Google account or your Bing account or anything like that. You're just going to be kind of vanilla to Google, and Google won't know who you are. And that's much better for seeing the results of your website in the search engines, because if Google knows who you are, they may influence your search results. So what I'm doing on the screen right now for people that have called in is I'm typing into the Google search bar Las Vegas headshot photographer. And many of you probably already know I'm a photographer. I specialize in headshots. And this is my main keyword set that I go after. And I just typed it into the search bar. So if you're looking at my screen, you'll see that I am the first organic search result that comes up in Google for the keyword Las Vegas headshot photographer. And then if I scroll down the page visually here, I can see that I'm also listed in a Yelp description right here. I'm also listed under Google Maps twice for 2 of my different businesses. And then also, if I go a little bit further down, my YouTube video that's keyworded with Las Vegas headshot photographer is right underneath the map listing. So I appear several times on the first page of results. But the thing I wanted to talk to you about today is the first link, which is my website domain, Las Vegas headshot photographer. And I'm going to go to that website. And this website was created with Rapid Weaver. And I attribute part of the success of this getting to the #1 spot in Google because of the quality HTML code that RapidWeaver produces. It's a very simple tool, so I'm going to show it to you here. Here's the actual interface for RapidWeaver. Let me try and maximize my screen real estate here so you can see this. So this is the tool. It's very simple. On the left-hand side, you'll see the various pages that are either enabled or not enabled. These gray ones are not enabled right now, and the ones that are not grayed out are the ones that are enabled. So you can easily add pages and images and contact forms and all kinds of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you kind of from scratch how to create a website. So let's go ahead and close these two that I have, and I'm going to click on this little wizard button right here. It says create a new website. So we're going to do that, and simply you just go up here on the left hand side. There's a little add page button, and I'm going to add a new page. And what it does is it gives you a drop down list here, and it lets you add several different types of pages. So you can see here, if you're watching, that you can add a blog, you can add a contact form, you could add a file sharing page or element. You can add pure HTML code. So if you do know how to code, then you can start off with a HTML simple page and just add stuff to it. There's a whole bunch of different options here, and in 6 there's even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to add a Stacks page. Now Stacks is a plugin for RapidWeaver. There are lots of plugins for RapidWeaver, and it makes doing certain things easier. So I'm just going to call this home page here. And then what a Stacks page allows me to do is add things like text blocks and image blocks. I'm just dragging these blocks into my page. Say I want to add an HTML block, I can drag it into my page. If I want to have 2 columns, I can go down here to the 2 column stack, and I can drag that stack into the page. And then if I want to add an image to one of those stacks, I can just drag that stack right in there, and then I can drag this text stack underneath. So you can see how easily you can start building up a website with various elements on it, or a web page with various elements on it. If you want to copy something, you can just click on it and then drag it over. And if you hold down the Option key, it will copy. So I'm going to copy that over, and that's my phone ringing in the background. I'm going to let that go to voicemail. Guess they don't know about the webinar, huh? So let's copy this text block over. There we go. All right. So now if you want to see what this visually looks like, you can click on the little switch down here that switches it from editing mode to visual mode. And now you can see what that website looks like. It just has some text in it. I didn't put any pictures yet, but we could easily add a picture. So let's go find a picture here. I'm sure I have one somewhere. Let's go to whoever it is wants to get a hold of me, huh? I'm going to reject that call. Okay, so let's go down here to finished folder. This has got some pictures of clients that I took. So I'll just grab this photo and I'll drag it in. Not the best photo in the world, but that's okay for our experiment here. So I just place that photo right into the page, and now when I go into view mode, you can see that the photo's there. Now it needs to be resized. That's obviously not the right size photo, but you can see how easy it is to just start dragging and dropping stuff in here. Okay. Now let's say we wanted to add another page. So we'll just say add page, or actually let's do this. I can come over here to my home page. I can control click on that page and I can duplicate it. And I can call this, say, about me. Okay, so I can rename that page, and then I can add different information to this page, different photos, different text. Maybe I want to put some links to different places. Let me just kind of show you around some other features of this software here so you can kind of get an idea of what you can do with it. Over here on the right hand side up in the top, you'll see a setup button. This allows you to put in the main titling information for either a page or the whole website. In this case, it's the whole website. So I'll just call this my new website. And then you can put a slogan in there. There's already one. I'll just leave that. And then here, if you want to put, copyright by, Wayne Wallace, you could do that. And then you can drop a logo in here, or a favorite icon. That's the icon that you see when you bookmark something. Web clip, I'm not sure what that does. I never use it. And then you can also enter the web address. So just for lack of a better name, I'll just put my name in there right now. Okay, so the other thing that you can do, which is pretty neat, is you can click on page info, and then over here there's a styles button. And if you click on styles and pull down this drop down, there's a whole bunch of different styles. These are basically web themes. It's going to create the look and feel of your website. So let me switch back to view mode so you can see it change. So this is the default website. It's pretty boring and not too attractive. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to choose, say, the black and white theme. Now this is a purchase theme that I bought, and it's the one that I tend to like the best. It's a nice clean layout and a lot of white space and just simple colors. And in here, if I wanted to change say the heading font to Arial, I could do that. Okay, and if I wanted to change let's see, colors, I could go into colors and change. Let's look at the H1 heading. So the changing the world slogan is probably a heading 1. So we'll come in here and we'll change it to red and see what happens. Nope, it's not a heading 1, it's probably a heading 2. So let's come in and change that. Nope. Okay, well sometimes you got to play around with this stuff to figure out which tags they used for which things, but it's very simple to change. As you can see, you can, let's go in and find some body text. If we come down here to content, right now it's set to gray. I'm going to go in and change that to a red, and you should see the colors. Yep, there it is. So it changed the color of the body text or the content. Okay, so that's a pretty easy way to manipulate the colors of your website. If you want to have a sidebar, which I tend to always have on my websites, you can put your information right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to edit mode, and I'll put sidebar in here, and then I'll just write some text. Hello, this is the sidebar. All right, and then if we go to view mode, now we can see our sidebar is right here. So it's a very drag and drop, very user-friendly program for creating websites, and everything that you do is is safe. You're not going to break anything. You really can't screw up too bad with this software. And notice here how I just went back to my home page. It has a different theme than my about page because I changed the about page theme but let's go ahead and change the theme of the home page too. Okay, you can also do master themes for the whole website. That's what I would recommend if you're going to be creating a website that's got a lot of pages. You can apply a master theme. Let's see, what else can we do here? There's lots of add-ons. Like I said, they have a store online where you can find add-ons from developers. So I'm bringing up that page right now for people that are on the phone. And here you can look through and find lots of different add-ons. If you're looking for a new theme or a new plugin of some type, then you can go up here and search through it. There's a ton of different stuff. Say you want to set up a little shopping cart on your website, you could do that. One of the big things you want to look for is you want to look for a theme that is responsive, that's mobile friendly, because if you're not mobile friendly now, Google's not going to show your website on mobile devices. So let me show you what a mobile website looks like when you scale it down. So this is full kind of desktop size right here. If I grab the corner of this website and I start scaling it down, you'll see that it's reformatting itself to look better on a phone. So now you can see this information right here in the middle. Kind of watch it change as I scroll. See, right underneath, there's a new menu. And then eventually, this content will change, and now it's more vertical. So you can see the images going vertical now instead of horizontal. Okay. And let's shrink it right down. So this is about the size of a phone, say right here. So if you visit this website on your phone, this is what it will look like. It's still very easy to use. It's very user-friendly. Here's the menu right here. I can go to the About page. Okay, so this is exactly how it's going to look on your phone. All right, so that's basically why you want to use a mobile-friendly theme or a responsive theme. So on a tablet, it's basically going to look probably like about this, because a tablet is more like a screen size. It doesn't really change too much. It just kind of shrinks itself down a little bit. Okay. The other way to create a responsive website is to use WordPress. If you're not, willing to, or if say you're not on a Mac and you can't use RapidWeaver, the next best way is to jump on to many of the various hosting companies. If you need help with one of those, let me know. But you can create a WordPress website, which is very simple to do. I'm going to go to my other website, which is acephotoandvideo.com. And this website is built on WordPress. Now, this one is not ranking as high as I would like. I'm still working on it. It's a little more scattered when it comes to keywords, whereas Las Vegas Headshot Photographer is very focused. This one is kind of, bridging between photo and video, and there's no real focused content. So I really don't expect this one to come up high in the search engines, but if I can get it there, that'd be great. So you can see what it looks like here if you're logged into the Google Hangout. And if I scale this down, you can see that it starts reformatting itself and changing. And now it is pretty much in the mobile format as I make the window smaller and smaller. Okay. So you can see you can do the same thing with a WordPress website. You just have to choose the right theme or the right design layout. And that way you'll have a good responsive theme. So let me go back to Google and do a search, and I'll show you what happens if you don't have a mobile-friendly website. Let's do another search for Las Vegas Headshot Photographer. So we should start seeing, oh no, we're not going to see it on the desktop. That's right. If you did this search on your phone, you would start seeing right here in front of the description a tag that says mobile friendly. And if you don't see that tag, it means that Google, basically knows that your website is not mobile friendly and it's not going to show it on a mobile device. So let me do a quick search and maybe I can show you on the camera here. I'm going to do a search on my phone. And I'm going to use a voice command. If you haven't used voice commands on your phone yet, definitely try it out. Bring up Google or Chrome and just hit the microphone button. Las Vegas headshot photographer. So I just spoke to my phone and for some reason it didn't connect to Google. Let's try again. Las Vegas headshot photographer. Okay, so for some reason my phone has got bad connection here. I don't know why. But anyway, try that on your phone and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about with websites that are not tagged Google friendly. So, do we have any questions out there? Has anybody got any questions about responsive websites or how to get your website to the top of the search engines? Go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know if you do. The biggest thing that I find that helps me get my websites to the top is just having a focused content. So you want to make sure that your titles and your descriptions and all the words that you put on your website are focused to a certain topic. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be taking headshots, you could be creating flower baskets, you could be mowing lawns. It really doesn't matter. But what you definitely want to do is you want to have a website that has content that's focused into a certain direction. Because what's the number one job of Google? It's to provide relevant search results. So if I type in Las Vegas headshot photographer and it doesn't bring up, the best results, then I'm not going to be happy as a Google user, and I'm going to go use Bing or Yahoo or something like that. So everybody's always trying to, find out what the secret is for getting high search engine results. Well, there's no real secret. I mean, yeah, Google looks at a lot of different things, but what they're mainly trying to do is they're trying to determine if a website is valid or not. And if it's valid, then they're going to show it. And so that's the biggest, tip or advice I can give you about marketing your web page is make it focused around a certain topic. Make sure all the content is focused around that topic. Use the keywords in your titles and in your page names, even the domain name. Like I have LasVegasHeadshotPhotographer.com. That's one of my many domains. I have a lot of different domain names that are focused on different things. Like, for instance, my marketing hotline. I wanted to start offering coaching and marketing help and advice. And I said, okay, what's the best way for me to do that? And I came up with mymarketinghotline.com. So I set up a Twitter for that account. I set up a Google. I set up a Gmail. I set up, a Facebook. So everything that's related to My Marketing Hotline has its own brand and its own name. So that's what you want to start thinking about for your business. Whether, you have a law firm or a real estate, business, you can create lots of different domains that have a focused topic. Maybe you want to talk about a certain a certain thing within your business, like bankruptcies or buying your first home. So there's tons and tons of domains out there. If you need help figuring out what a good domain name is, just send me an email at mymarketinghotline@gmail.com. Definitely add me on Google, and that way you can find out about all the future calls and webinars that I may be putting out. So let me flip back over here to Google and see if anybody's in the room, if they have any questions. Don't see any questions coming in. And on the phone line, I don't see any questions coming through. So yeah, that's about all I had to talk about today, is just creating a great website and giving you some tips on how to do that. So in the future, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at mymarketinghotline@gmail.com, and be sure to register on the website for the future webinars. I try and hold these calls every Monday at 4 p.m. unless I'm tied up with a client and away from my desk. But if I'm here at my desk, I'll be online at 4 p.m. Pacific time, ready to talk with you and chat with you about any marketing issues that you have for your business. So until then, have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.